Hi, it's Phil from Inclusive Music, teaching the world to make music with BandLab. Welcome back to the BandLab 30-Day Creative Challenge. Day 4, create a track only with loop packs. As I do this all the time, I thought I'd make the video slightly different and just improvise as I go. In other words, I have no idea how this will turn out. It will just be a stream of musical consciousness. And even if I make mistakes, which I will, I'll demonstrate how I undo and make things right in the end. Let's dive in! So let's create a track only with loop packs. Day 4's challenge. I've logged into my BandLab account and I'm going up to create. This is going to be a complete stream of consciousness. Nothing's planned here. I'm just going to try things out. Down to browse loops. And here they all are. And every week or so, BandLab adds some more. I think we're over 100 at this point. So the one I'm going to try today is two-step garage. Or garage. I'm going to click on this picture and we see the loops. Now I've noticed that sometimes you get only a small amount of loops, which is very limiting. However, if you press reset, more appear. Okay. Normally I start with a beat. For this one I'm going to start with some form of tune or melody. So I'm looking down, bass, beats, effects. Let's start with keys. I like that because it's a strong melody. So I'm going to drag it in, put it up here, and I'm already going to call it melody keys. That's going to help me get organized. Okay, let's now find I think a beat, and there's different ways to search for beats. You can see them here. I can also just type in beats and quite a few come in. Let's have a listen. But that's all beats. But what's come up here is here's my two-step beats, but there's also all loops, so I can look at all loops within BandLab. At this point I'm going to stay within the loop pack. Okay, stay within the two-step beats. So back to loop packs and two-step garage. Reset. So nice. Even simpler. I like number 2. Drag it in and drag it to bar 1. Now before we go any further, it's always a good idea, I think, to go to the grid size, and you notice it defaults to smart. Now what this means is with smart on we can move a sample by small steps. You can see And that's great if you want to go into minute detail, especially when editing. But when starting a song, I recommend, and this is what I use, grid size of a bar or half a bar. I'm going to go for half a bar today. Let me explain what this does. You can now see the grid between a bar, between let's say 3 and 4, is divided into 2 halves. So if I move this, it will jump to half a bar. If I move it again, it will jump to half a bar. Let's just go on a little bit about this because this is an important feature. Let's go to a quarter of a bar, and now you can see the grid has gone into quarters. So let's say between bar 4 and bar 5, I've got 4 segments, which means I can now move it 1 quarter, 2 quarter, 3 quarter, 4 quarters. I'm happy to stay with that because I just want to make sure that the beat is exactly on bar 1 and it clicks into place because of a magnet. There's it, snap to grid. I can always take that off, and then I can move this again into those minute sections. You can see I can have half, quarter. I can go anywhere like this, and that's great for editing, but it's a real problem if you're trying to align the beats so they work together. Snap to grid, that's fine. Let's have a listen to this. Okay, that works well for me. I'm going to start with just 4 bars, even though I'm going to work on a whole track. So I'm going to copy that to bar 5, and although it says bar 5, that's 4 bars of music. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's hear it again. Okay, so I've got a melody or keys, I've got beats here. Let's just type in beats. Now I'm looking for some form of bass. Let's have a look what we've got. That's nice, but it's sub bass and it's a little difficult to hear, especially if you're listening to it on your mobile. You can hear that very clearly. Quite like that. I like the first bit. Not sure about the second part. That's the one I like. It's nice and simple, and that's important for the start of a song. So dragging it in. Let's have a listen in context. Okay, I'm not too sure it goes with the step keys, but I'll leave it in there for a minute. Let's see what else we've got. That was 6. I'm going to try that. I'm going to mute this one here and rewind. I think it's worth having the cycle on here so that it plays till bar 5 and then goes back to the beginning. Yeah, I like that better. So I'm going to delete this this track, the first bass one. And I'm not just going to click on here and delete it with the delete key because that leaves an empty space here with the name 2-step bass 6. Rather, I'm going to go to here, 3 ellipses, and delete track. There we go. Let's call this bass. It's the bass track, and all future bass sounds or loops I put on will go on this track. Okay, last thing I want, well, I'm not sure. Percussion maybe? Strings. the keys I had. I might have to make a note of that. And if I do want to make a note, I go down to here, lyrics and notes, and I can put in the information there. So let's go back to loops, and it was strings. What number was it? 6. Okay, two-step string 6. I'm going to put in here 2-step strings 6, just in case I want to come back to that. The other way I can do it is actually putting it into the track. I don't have to use it now. I could save it till later and just put a mute on it. Let's have a listen to it. Solo. Very similar, perhaps a bit too similar. Let's try string 7. Quite interesting. Let's put that in. Mute that for now. Sound a little bit out of time to me, so I'm going to delete that. And let's go down to 8, 9. Quite like that. Drag it in. Bar 1. Extend it or loop it till bar 5. I'm now thinking, actually, I prefer that to the first melody, so let me just mute that and have a listen. Okay, I'm treating this as a sort of bit of a notepad at the moment. I'm not willing to commit at this point. Let's see those strings again. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I'm going to mute the bass and the beats. Yeah, that's quite a nice combination, 2 strings there. I wouldn't normally use that, but they sound different and interesting. So let's go with that. I'm happy with the bass, I think, at this moment. Keys can just stay out. So bring those back in. Right. Now what I'm going to do is, because I found 4 instruments that work together, I'm going to spread them out a little bit to make them not come in all at the same time. Which comes in first? Well, let's solo the tracks now. How about this coming in first? That's nice. How about this coming in first? That. What I'm going to do then is basically copy it for 16 bars. Drag it, drag it, drag it, drag it. And I'm not going to stop at 16 for one good reason, is it needs to be at bar 17. This can confuse some people, but because it starts at bar 1, 1 plus 16 is in fact 17, so this is now 16 bars. And you can see the 4 bar divisions here. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is effectively the start of my song, and I'm going to build it up slowly. As I said, not just 4 tracks all in at once, but this one first, because I like this on its own, and then one after the other. This is what it's going to look like. What comes in next at bar 5? Let's take the loop off. What happens if the strings come in next? There they go. And I'm going to solo these 2. So I get the flavour of starting from the beginning, strings in first. Remembering I've soloed these 2 tracks now, so I'm only going to hear these 2. Here we go. Okay, I think that works. I do want to distinguish between them, and I think one way to do this is to use the panning control here. Now, this is left and right, so I'm going to pan this to the left, the first one, slightly, maybe 15. I like to think of this as a clock, so I'd say it's sort of 11 o'clock. And this one to the right, maybe 1 o'clock, just past 1 o'clock. And let's hear the difference. So hopefully in my ears now I'll be able to hear this a little bit more clearer. Yeah, I like that. That works well. I'm going to now copy this till the end here, and I say the end, it's bar 17. So there's bar 17. Perfect alignment, that's what we need. What comes in next? Is it the bass or the beats? Let's try the bass first. I'm bringing these instruments in every 4 bars. So we've got this one coming in first, and at bar 5 the strings come in, 2-step strings. 5 plus 4, another 4 bars, goes to bar 9, and that's where I'm bringing in the bass. Let's have a listen from the beginning, make sure solo's on. So I'm hearing all 3 tracks. That works for me. So I'm going to copy it to bar 17. Exactly in line, make sure that's right, with bar 17 and the rest of them. So we know where this one's going to go. 4 bars later from bar 9, 4 add 9, there's bar 9, a further 4 bars is bar 13. And let's just drag this track down, and now you can see a sort of steps emerging, and that makes it clearer to look at. It's going to sound exactly the same, but now you can see how I've built the track so that one instrument comes in every 4 bars. Let's have a listen. Great. I want to try something. It's a bit of an advanced technique, but it's worth trying all the same. I'm going to right click on this bass because I'm not sure about these 3 sounds being at the beginning. So I want to reverse this loop. So you'll see these 3 here, these 3 sounds will suddenly appear over here on the right hand side, and this long one will appear at the beginning. How I do that is right click and go down to reverse region. So I want you to watch this carefully while I press the reverse region. 3, 2, 1. There it goes. And you can see the long sound here and the three different notes here. And now you can see that it's been reversed. Let's have a listen. Okay, not quite in time now. Nope, I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to undo up here to the left, back to there. In fact, I'm not really happy with that bass at the moment, so let's just move that out of the way. I'm going to go back to bass here. Loop packs, two-step, reset, bass. No, too low, too deep. Oops, that's gone in. Let's just put it where I want it, which was bar 9. Let's delete that straight away. That was an accident. Delete track. Two-step bass. Let's have a listen. Now, it's those last two notes. I could get rid of them by shortening this. Where does it come in? A bit further. Yeah, quite like that. So if I right click and copy that, put it in at bar 11, right click, paste. Let's have a listen. Yeah, that works for me. And a quick way now is to lasso these two. So here's the lasso, it's a square lasso, and to get that I'm holding down the left hand mouse button and then moving the mouse, and as you can see, as it touches a loop, it gets selected. I don't want that one below, I don't want any others over here or over here, just these two. And now I've selected those two, right click, copy, and I want them on bar 13, right click, paste, and there you see I've copied two at once. Just a little shortcut, saves a little bit of time. Happy with that, so I'm going to get rid of this one, this bass over here that I started with, and this time I'm not going to delete the track, the bass track, because I've got these on here. So what I'm going to do is click on sample, right click and delete. There it goes. This feels like the end of the section, let's call it the introduction. And what I like to do at the end of a section is just make a little bit of a change. And so I'm going to stop the beat at maybe just where the bass stops at the moment. There's where the bass stops. So I'm going to bring this beat back. Stops there. Possibly these two. But what I'm going to do is, we know we've got a little bit of bass on the end of this. And so if I do this, yeah, we've got a lot of bass. I'm going to just have that little bit in and just have a quick listen from 13. Quite like that. Maybe I'm going to pull these back to So it stops with drums. You can see the line now. Click on here and back there. So everything stops apart from the bass. Let's have a listen to that. Yep, that's interesting. It's a bit odd, those two notes, but I'm gonna go with it for now. This suggests to me that at bar 17 something new happens. So what I'm going to do is look at this two-step beats 2, see if there's anything else that sounds similar. That's the one I'm using. What about 1? Very similar, but a little, because the open hi-hat comes in, it sounds a little faster. Quite like that. That's the same or very similar. That's a little bit more complex, only slightly. A bit muffled that, so I think I'm going to go for 3. So up it goes. I'm going to make sure it goes on the beats track. There it is. Let's just stop that. You'll notice that BandLab colours the tracks, and that helps us to know which are the beats and the bass. And I've got two-step strings here. I'm going to keep those names because I'm not quite sure what I've called them yet. There's the beat. What about the bass? Does it need a new bass? I've used two-step bass 5. Let's go back. The start. Too deep. Yeah, I like that. I didn't feel it was right for the beginning, but it might be now. Let's go from here, bar 13, and see how the change between this introduction section and this next section, see how it sounds. Interesting, I want to hear it again. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And I'm happy with perhaps the bass and the beats on their own for a while. How long? Let's get a feel of that. Okay, well I think what I'm going to do is copy them because they certainly continue for another 4 bars. And 21, bar 21 plus 4 is 25, so let's keep them going for 4 bars. And at bar 21 I might add something new. Again, I'm dealing in bars of 4. 17 plus 4 is 21, and this to me just feels right to bring something in every 4 bars or take something out every 4 bars. Let's go back down to some percussion because it could be quite simple. Not that simple. Let's try that. Now, I'm not going to put it on the strings track. Both strings tracks are being used at the moment, so let's bring it down to a new track and make sure it's on bar 21. Let's repeat it. Stopping at bar 25 at the moment. Here we go. It would help, of course, if I had it on solo, but what I'll do now is take all these off, and we've got the melody keys on mute, so this will now play. Let's hear it again. it's very subtle, it's very quiet. Let's turn it up with this volume. Okay, I'm liking that. It's subtle, but it works. It's suggesting a build-up. Okay, 25 plus 4 is 29, plus 4 is 32. So I'm going to add 8 bars. 25 plus 8. I can't do my maths. It's 33. Let's go to the grid size and go to bar. That'll make it much easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Until I brush up on my maths, I'm going to use that. You can see these big grids now. Very easy way to make sure you don't make any mistakes is to go to grid size. Okay, so I've been dealing with 4s and 8s and 16s. If you remember, the first part of my song was 16 bars long. This next section is from 17 to 33, which strangely enough, 17 plus 16 is 33. So I've got another 16 bar section. I've just add this percussion at 21. I'm going to go 4 bars later to 2 bar 25 and add something else. Is it time to bring in those strings, or is it time to have something slightly different? What about these melody keys that I liked but didn't use? Step key 6. Okay, let's drag it across. It's sort of putting it in a deep freeze to some extent. I could make a note, which I did, but I could also put it into a track and mute it. Okay, in it goes at bar 25. Let's see how it sounds. We'll go from 17. Oh, and we'll take the mute off. Yeah, that's quite interesting. So once again, I'm going to loop it or drag it or extend it to bar 33. There we go. Notice that that's too short at the moment. Okay, one more listen. I think I want to take some of the bass out because this is quite subtle, these melody keys, and a little bit drowned out by the bass. Bass is a bit busy, a bit full on. So I might want to cut out how about this? Okay, what I'm going to do then is cut it here, and to cut a slice I literally press right and slice, making sure that my slice is in the right place. It'll go with the white bar line. Slice, and now you can see that's been chopped. So I'm going to copy that. Right click, copy, and I'm having it on there. Paste. Okay, let's have a listen. Yeah, working nicely. And if you remember, one thing I can do to make it quicker is lasso those two. Right click, copy, make sure I'm on bar 29, right click, paste. 4 of those little bits now, and maybe I can now extend the last one. If I did though, because I'm on bar, the grid is set to bar, I can only jump a whole bar, and I can't get into that detail. This is where I might go to view again, grid size. Let's give myself an option, quarter, and I'm thinking maybe starting here and adding a quarter more. You can see that there. Let's have a listen to that from the beginning of this section, 25. Okay, quite like that. And maybe this one can be extended 1/4, 1/2, maybe even a bit more. Let's try it. Not really so keen on that last bit, that burp. So drag it back 1/4 of the bar. Okay, it's building, the song's building. I want to ramp that up a bit. So for this next section, from bar 33, go back to those beats. That's a different kit, a different sound. This is the one I've been using. Let's have a look which I have used so far. 2 and 3. 2-step beats 2, 2-step beats 3. So maybe it's time for 1. Let's just check it again. Yep, I think so. Make sure it's on the beats track, the blue track. And this is a way of keeping organized. 33. Once again, I'm going back to the settings. It seems a bit of a faff to keep change settings, but it really is a great way to make sure your loops are all in line. There's another 4 bars, another 4 bars. I'm going to... And you can see these little white lines here at bar 45 and at bar 41. This shows me where the loop occurs. And it's also a great way to realize then you've got 4 bars here, 4 bars there, 4 bars here and 4 bars there. So that's another 16 bars in total. Do I need a new bass line? Let's try it out. Bass line, what have I used? 2-step bass 4 last time. I've used that. 6. Did I start with that? Let's just stop it again. 5 I've used at the beginning, so no, I could use 6. Quite like that. Okay, again, bass track. Pink. Let's drag it all the way for now. 16 bars. Let's have a quick listen to a few bars. I like that because there's some space here to put something in on another track. What could I put in? Well, I have had a melody. No, I did have a melody there. In this section, I brought in the 2-step keys melody. Maybe it's time for some more rhythm or some effects. What have we got? Okay, let's try this. Do 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 do. And so we're going to put that in the gap. So the gap starts at bar. You see now I need to once again move the grid because I can't place that where I want it. And I want it just there in this gap. So let me just demonstrate. I want it there, but I can't because it's jumping between the bars because it's set. The grid is set on bar. Let's go to smart this time. So this is very detailed, and I could come up here just for a while just to get the feel of it. And I can move. No, it's not a good idea. Yeah, just there maybe. And now push that to the line. Let's have a listen. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to turn the whole track up, remembering that the percussion's on here as well. That will be affected, but they're all quite quiet, so just a little bit louder. Go back. Yes, I like that. I might even repeat it if it's lucky. Let's try this way. So it comes in again from the beginning of this section, 33. Simple but nice, as long as I don't drown it out, because it's still quiet, still subtle. More effects. We've had one. Let's try two. That sort of sounds like a build-up. Let's just put it in on this track and have a look at it. Okay. It might go at the end of the section. That's where the sound comes in, and this is where the sound ends. So I'm just maybe bar 47. Am I on bar 47? No. Yep. There we go. And checking that that's now starting bar 47. Let's have a listen from bar 45. Maybe I'm going to put it bar 41. You notice that's cut the end of this off, but as it tails out into silence, when there's a flat line, it's silence. It's replacing this at the start of each section. It's at bar 37, 38, sorry. Let's have a listen. Yes, copy it, quick. Didn't come in. Okay, I like that so much I copied it. Good. And what I haven't done is save my work. Shame on me. I always teach that you should save your work every 5 minutes or so, or even every time you're happy with what you've just put in. So it's easy to forget, but save your work. It says revision saved in the bottom left hand corner. That means I'm safe. Okay, what else? There's a nice little build up. Might be nice at the end here. What I might call a riser, and you can see the shape of the sound means that it's quiet at the beginning and it gets louder in the middle and then it goes quieter again. So maybe on the last, that's the last 2 bars. Let's try that. Let's go from 45 again. Yeah, I think that works. So let's just bring that back. And let's quickly go back to the bar, grid size bar again, and make sure that I've pulled it back to the right place. That's bar 49. Yes, it's all tidy. And once again, I'm going to just pull this one back, whole bar of course, because I've got it on the grid zone bar. Let's try it. Okay, that sort of leads it into the next section for me. It's got a build up, it's got something taken out. We still need a little bit more here. It's a little bit empty. What haven't I used? Oops, I've got to be careful. I can fall into the trick of thinking, oh, this is a great loop pack. Look at all these sounds. Until I realized that it's set to all loops, and I'll be putting in something like an 80s, which I may not want because it may not fit in with two-step. Having said that, that's where fusion music comes in. I'm not afraid to try different things. But for now, I wanted to keep it to two-step. So loop pack, two-step, garage, reset it. We've had bass, we've had effects, we've had one keys, we've got a lot more. Let's perhaps try something. Nice chord sequence. Okay, I'm going to try that, and I'm going to put it on keys, the keys track. Bar 41 seems to be a right place because that's 8 bars in. Let me explain that. 33 is where I started this section, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's have a listen how that sounds. Let's go from there. No, absolutely doesn't go for me. It's the bass that's completely blocking that or drowning it out. So I'm going to take the bass out. That's not something I would normally do, leave the bass empty, but I'm just those didn't go, and I like this, so let's try this. Part of the problem is it's a quiet sample. You can see it's quiet because the waveform is only small. If you look at the bass, the waveform is bigger. That means this is louder, this is quieter. Unfortunately at the moment, here's a BandLab gripe, there's no way to make this sample on its own louder. You'd think it might be here in the menu, but no. BandLab, you need to do some work there. The only way we can do it is to raise the volume of the track, but then the keys will be louder, and you can see the keys waveform is louder anyway. So therefore I might not use that at the moment. Although, shall I show you another workaround? Why not? Let's go over here to show hide automation. You can see that the automation now is set to volume. There's two choices, volume or pan. We've used pan, which was the left and the right ear. Volume. And here's the volume line. And what I can do is say, right, at this bit, for this loop, because it's quiet, I'm going to just click on that, and I've put in a little node, and I click on that again. Oops, it's gone down a little bit. I'm going to undo that. There we go. That's a bit fiddly, this. Gone down again. Let's push it up. Yeah, very fiddly. And I'm going to put one more there. And one more there. And that way I can now adjust this, going, push it up. Let's push it up full. I'll click the node there. Try to get to 0.0. That'll do. And I'm doing that because now I can push this up without it affecting the rest of the track. Same here. Let's have a listen. Let me just take this off and show you what happens over here. Here's the volume, and you can see it says automated now. By clicking this, you can see the white line's gone. So I'm going to go from 40, and I want you to watch over here on the volume. Did you see it move then? You'll see it go down again at the end. And there it goes down. So that's a nice little trick to use if you want to just raise the volume of one sample at a certain time. Let's just have a quick look at it again. There it is. Automation explained in an instant. Okay, what else does it need? We've perhaps a slightly less busy bass, or maybe some strings to come in. Let's have this playing again. I'm going to loop it. Might have it even over the build-up. Let's have a listen from bar 45. Yeah, nice. I like that. Especially because this effect sound builds up and then stops, and then you can hear the last chord of the piano. It sounds like something's going to happen. It sounds like one section is ending and a new one's going to begin. Perhaps some strings over the keys or added with them. Okay, here's my first string track. Let's move it to there, bar 45. That's 4 bars later than the keys come in. That works. From the beginning, let's hear the context of this so far. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. One thing I did notice was I could put something in here because it was a bit too similar. Nothing's changed in those 8 bars, and I think it's always important to have some change every 4 bars. What could that be? Well, let's stay within 2-step garage. Reset. Vocal chop. Nope. Strings. It's I've gone to all loops again. That's interesting. It seems that after you go to the bottom, I didn't know that, after you go to the bottom of the two-step garage, in other words, when you run out of samples, it goes to open loops. Does that? Is that the correct thing? Let's check that out. Two-step strings, yes. After two-step strings 10, it jumps to all loops. Interesting. Well, here's a trick. I noticed that the key has been C minor for all of this, and if I go into 3 AM bass, it changes to E minor, and I suspect if I randomly find something, not a beat, let's say this bass, G minor, and of course here's the danger of then putting in two different keys, and it's very much more difficult then to get two sounds that work together, because in different keys is a problem, but if the chord pattern is different, this one's in F minor, the chords are likely to change, so you really end up spending a lot of time matching up the sounds. Back to loop packs then. I've got to remember this now to stay in two-step garage and not go too far down. So it tells me two-step, there's a clue, two-step, and when it stops saying two-step, I stop there. Oh, that's lovely. Yes, that's a string, so I wonder if I want it there. I'm really liking that. It depends if it goes with the bass. Let's go from 33. I do like that, but I'm quite like the sparseness of this bit. I'm wondering if I bring it in, cut off the first 3 bars, so just leave the last bar playing. How would that sound? Yeah, that works for me. Quite tempted to bring it in again. In fact, I like that whole loop. I wonder if I should put it in. Maybe not for now. Let's now suggest, here's a basic track I've put together. It's what, 49 bars long, 48 bars long. That's given you a flavour, I think, of how 4 different structures, 4 different segments might work together. And it's as well not to keep going inventing lots of different things, because here is a section, here's an introduction, so I can use this again, and I should. Songs are often repeated. You might say, okay, well, this is the chorus, this 8 bars here, and use that again. Or this section is the verse, and use those 8 bars. So what I might do very, very quickly is just demonstrate how I copy a section that's gone before and use it again. Bar 9, that's 8 bars into the song. I am going to slice these 2 here, and I can press the right hand mouse button and press slice, or I can press S on the QWERTY keyboard as well, slice. And now I can copy by lassoing this section. Oh, went too far. Got to make sure that I've only got these elements here. I have. Let me right click and copy them, and let's put them on bar 49. Command V or paste. There you go. That's been slotted in at the end of the song, as it were. Have a listen, see how it goes. This time, this is a new, I've copied it, but I want to change it. Zoom in a bit. And I'm going to just bring that back. It's odd, that bass. I'm in bar mode, that's why I can't do it. Let's zoom in a bit more. Yep, I need to go to view, grid size, let's go to 1/4 and bring it back. Nope, bring it back this way. Yes, there we go. Oh, lots of ideas. Let's copy another section. It used to go into this bit here. Let's, for sake of doing something different, go to 33 and lasso, hold down the mouse, drag it, left mouse, and get all those bits there. Now copy, Control C is the keyboard shortcut, and go to bar 57, not here because I've just chopped off half a bar here. Control V, moving this back. Yes, you can see that I've just copied that. It's a bit longer than I anticipated. Let's bring it back to there. And I liked this. Was this a bit I liked? Yeah, that was the end of it, wasn't it? So let's bring in the whole riff and bring it to there and there. And let's take out a bar. Oh, actually, let's take out the bass there. I'm just experimenting on this in the moment, if you like, with some ideas. Do I want something in here instead of silence? Let's find out how it sounds. Yes, it does need something. Oh, just noticed something. I've gone out of alignment. I've put all these on the wrong tracks. So the beat is on the keys, the bass is on the beats. You probably spotted my mistake. We can make sure it's okay by lassoing again and dragging it down. There we go. Bass is on the bass track, beats is on the beast track. Beats track, not the beast track. So I didn't like the gap. I could fill it with something, or I could extend one of these. Which is it to be? I think it's this one. I might as well just put that in there. And I thought this was a bit too much. These two together. I'm going to slice them. Select them and slice 4 bars in. S for slice. You can see it's gone to slice there. And then at 55, repeat that. Select those two. S. Great. And I'm going to have that taken out, then this taken out, then this taken out, then this taken out. Less is more. There's something I use a lot. Thank you for completing day 4 of the BandLab Creative Challenge. And don't forget, all the songs I produce in the Creative Challenge you can find as they're forkable. You can use them, you can edit them, you can remix them, you can do whatever you like. Please like, share and subscribe if you found it useful, and ding that bell if you don't want to miss the next video. Day 5, which will be how to create a beat using virtual instruments. Lastly, let me know in the comments below which of the techniques I used you're going to use first. So, until the next time, stay at home, stay safe, and keep making music.